Hello everyone, I am Soumyashree Senapati, Assistant Professor, Vedang Institute of Technology. In this class, we will discuss about origin and formation of soil. In our previous lectures, we have already discussed about what are the properties of soil. So here, we will discuss how soil formed. So here is the cycle of formation of soil. Before going to formation of soil, we have learned about what soil mechanics. But this term is derived by whom? By Dr. Carl Tejagi. So he derived the name as soil mechanics. So we say him as our father of soil mechanics. This term is derived by Carl Tejagi. So, first our what? In this cycle, in this process, our soil is formed. So, first we have our existing rock. So, there is existing rock is present before. So, by weather action, it will change its cycle. So, how weather action? So, if in summer due to high temperature, there will some formation of crack. In then after rainy season, in these cracks, formation of water will present there. So, by this process, by continuing this process, then soil is transferred to existing rock to weather action. Then after these cracks formations and small size of particles formed, then what happens? Transportation or deposition of soil will occur. Soil will transported or deposited to another place. Like next come to what? Upheaval. Upheaval is your change of any shape and size, or change of any or disruption of anything, then upheaval will occur. So this cycle will continue process. Upheaval, again existing rock will form, then weather action will form, then transportation or deposition will occur, again upheaval will occur. Okay, by this cycle, this process, this continuous process, our soil is formed. Here, like we have the formation of soil before. By erosion, erosion is what? Displacement of soil. By displacement, so there is some change of soil particles, then these changed particle will transported to here. Okay, so after transportation occurs, what happen? If there is some difference of gradation of this route, so what happens here? Deposition of soil will occur, then upheaval will occur. So in this process, this cycle goes on. So here we will learn about what is the difference between erosion and weathering. The best example was what? Erosion is displacement and weathering is your what? Decomposition. We will understand these two words. What is displacement? That does mean there is some rock or soil. So after placing it to another place, like for example, transportation or deformation will occur. So there will be rock or some soil formations of occurs. Then with use of what? Our temperature, air, then displacement of soil will occur. So what it says, erosion is defined as the displacement of solid by wind, water and ice. Okay, so erosion is nothing but displacement of soil particles. And here weathering is what? Weathering is defined as the decomposition of rock, soil and minerals by direct contact with the atmosphere. Total similar things are here, but the difference is what? Decomposition and displacement. Okay, decomposition is what? If your rock is like this, after action of temperature, it will break into like this. Yes or no? it will break like this. So in case of rainy season, water will be there, so there will be more decomposition of soil like this. Okay, so if this process continues, so there will be decomposition of this rock, then sand or gravel will form from this rock. Next is our what? Types of weathering. One is your physical weathering, one is your chemical weathering. We will understand it one by one. In case of physical weathering, it occurs within same composition of what? Our parent rock. Like in case of rock, if the, like I have already said about what? Our temperature or water due to ice, and there is no chemical composition. By weathering action, that changes. So its composition will be same. Okay. So next is our bulky particles like as gravel and sand. So from big rock it will form gravel and sand. Okay. Due to physical weathering. So in case of physical weathering, the shape of the soil is angular or rounded. Okay. As we have already seen in at what? At the river side, there is some round shape or angular shape. We will see the gravels. Okay. So in case of physical weathering, we will get single grain particles. Okay. So now we will understand what chemical weathering says. That change in mineral composition will occur. But change in mineral composition will occur. So chemical weathering occurs due to acid rain or rusting. Rusting, like if there is iron presence in weather or the presence in soil. So due to presence of iron, rusting will occur. So change in mineral composition occurs in case of chemical weathering. Next is your plate-like structure with high surface area like clay and silt. We have seen clay and silt, like clay and silt, there is presence of more amount of moisture content in case of clay and silt. So crystalline particle of colloidal size known as clay minerals. There is one complete chapter about clay minerals. Like clay minerals of Montmorillonite, kaolinite, illite. We will we will discuss that in our next classes. Here the examples here, like I have already said, what? After the temperature, if there is temperature, for temperature, cracks are formed here. Okay. After the formation of crack, there is store of water. So here you can see due to wind, the change of, like if circular move of occurs here, so there is change of structure like this due to wind abrasion. Also due to water abrasion, what happens? Transportation of solid particles will occur. Here due to acid rain or limestone. Yes, limestone is what? There is presence of calcium oxide. So calcium oxide will react with acid rain and there will be change in its shape and size. Here due to rust or corrosion, this is your biological weathering due to growth of plants. Like this, when the biggest trees grow more, what happens? Their root will enter into the soil surface. So what happens? That will crack the soil surface. So also weathering will occur due to human activities, due to animal burrowing. Also weathering will happen. Yeah. Here next is our, what are the various types of soil? Okay. What are the various types of soil? First we will understand what is alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is generally formed near river side. River or any type of where water store occurs, then the nearer soil we will tell that what? Our alluvial soil. So it is one of the best soil due to presence of high amount of what? Our moisture content. So its porosity is more, So it don't need any water molecules or water content. So it has low density and liable to liquefaction in earthquake prone areas. In case of alluvial soil, there is more chance of liquefaction. Next is our what? Black cotton soil. So black cotton soil is your residuals of residuals. What is residuals? Like residue of any type of substance. So it is residual deposit from basalt or trap rocks. Our black cotton soil is residual of basalt or trap rock that contains what? Clay minerals. Now, black cotton soil bearing capacity is very low, that will be in between 50 to 100 what? Kilonewton per meter square. So, if depth of black cotton soil is shallow, so we need to remove that layer while we construct any structure. Next is what? If depth of black cotton soil is deep, then what do? We use under-rim piles for construction purpose. Under-rim piles are pre-cast piles, okay, or if you cast in situ piles. So, in general, raft foundations are used in case of black cotton soil. If any options is not there, like we have to use the black cotton soil for construction, then we use what? Raft piles. So, it has high shrinkage and swelling properties and its shearing strength is extremely low. Okay, it has high shearing and high shrinkage and what? Swelling characteristic. Like that means if in case of black cotton soil there is more load we give, so what happens? There will be shrinkage occurs. Okay, shrinkage will do what? To move the structure. So the stability of structure will depend on our soil or material, what the particles are there. So stability will disrupt or swelling will occur. Shrinkage or swelling will occur. So in case of black cotton soil, there is more amount of presence of montmorillonite material. Okay, here is the example. Like this is your what? Alluvial soil. Where we can see it? Near river side. This is your black cotton soil. Okay, there is presence of more amount of montmorillonite and bearing capacity is very low. So what? There is more options of shrinkage and high shrinkage and swelling properties. So next we will understand what? Our laterite soil. So in case of laterite soil, there is presence of iron oxide. Due to presence of iron oxide, the color of this laterite soil will be red or pink color. Okay, it is residual soil formed from what? Our basalt. It is soft and can be cut with knife. This is very soft material. Also bearing capacity is not much more. In case of what? Desert soil is your what? There is a dry soil, no presence of moisture content. It is uniform in gradation. Example is your dune sand. Here you can see what is desert soil. Also here the example for laterite soil. Color will be our what? Pink and red. It is non-plastic and highly pervious. Okay, as I have already said that the soil is very dry. There is no presence of water. So it is very pervious in nature. What is loam? Loam is the mixture of what? Sand, silt and clay. It is the mixture of soil. So next is your what? Calais. Calais is what? Mixture of gravel, sand and silt. Okay, we need to remember these terms actually. Marine soil is deposited by our sea. So it has low shearing strength. So also in case of marine soil, there is a low shearing strength. So bearing capacity is also low in case of marine soil, and highly compressible, soft and high plastic soil it is. So peat It is the organic soil. Peat is formed from what? Our vegetable materials. Like in case of waste vegetables or waste leaves, trees, etc., there is formation of peat. So it is otherwise termed as organic soil. So this also peat is not suitable for construction purpose. It is the organic soil with fibrous aggregate. This is suitable for only farming basically. From vegetable matter in excess moisture, highly compressible. So this peat soil is completely fulfilled this term for what? Our farming purpose. It is not suitable for foundation. So next is our what? Bentonite soil. Bentonite soil is formed from what? Volcanic ash. Like in case of big mountain, there is formation of volcanic ash. So after the volcanic eruption occurs, there is formation of some soil particles. So these soils are called as what? Bentonite soil. It has high percentage of our montmorillonite. Already before we have studied in which type of soil montmorillonite is present. In case of black cotton soil. Okay. In case of black cotton soil and what? And our bentonite soil, there is presence of montmorillonite. Okay. This is your what? Objective oriented questions. So now we will learn which soils are deposited by what. So alluvial soil is deposited by a river. Marine soil is what? Deposited from seasides. Okay, sea water. Then lacustrine soil is deposited by our lake, generally in still water. Aeoline soil is wind deposited soil. The best example is dune sand or loess. Here, glacial soil is deposited by our ice. So here in this class we have understand about origin and formation of soil. In previous classes we have already discussed about our properties of soil. Okay, so thank you.